Call all yell Bashim Yao Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Much love to you brothers teaching the truth on the highways and byways. I just wanted to bring out a personal testimony. Felt it was relevant not only to the scriptures but the times that we're in right now. I was at work, basically at my job, and I work with this Edomite, and he's real big into religion. You know, he has his own beliefs. He thinks that Most High's name is Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, that his son's name is Jesus Christ, and so on and so forth. Thinks the Sabbath's on Saturday and whatnot, and he always communicates with me because he must see something in me, as far as religion goes, and sometimes I'll converse back with him about certain things that won't reveal my true beliefs, being that of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, just because that's a problem waiting to blow up. So anyways, I guess he said before he was working at this auto shop that I work at, he was either in the Marines or the Army as a nuclear weapons specialist. And basically, he said his job was to go into these missile silos and disarm and dematerialize these nuclear ICBMs, and dismantle the rocket itself, and then dispose of the warheads or move the warheads. And then basically he went into the conversation a few days ago. It was actually probably like last week, but he was like, man, I have these dreams all the time about Colorado Springs being nuked, nuclear bombed. And that's what city I'm in right now. That's where I'm from, is Colorado Springs, Colorado. But we have some of the biggest military installations in the country here. Not only do we have NORAD, but we have Peterson Air Force Base, the Air Force Academy itself. I think Schriever, I'm not sure. I really don't know all the names of the military bases, but there are quite a few. Fort Carson, that's another one. But yeah, they're all around us, man. And he was like, I just have these vivid dreams of nuclear bombs being detonated in Colorado Springs. And, that's spiritual, man. I mean, more than likely his nationality is a so-called Edomite, or I'm sorry, so-called white person being an Edomite. I really don't know, but that's the spirit that I'm getting from him. But either way, the reason I want to make this is because it doesn't matter how far away from the truth you are. You may not be a man of the Lord teaching this on the highways and byways, or whatever the case may be. It just goes to show that the Most High Spirit is being poured out upon all these nations. All these nations are starting to see visions and see dreams of these end times that we're living in. And it's spiritual, man. It kind of punched me in the mouth because, here for, a solid while, you think that just because you're in the truth that you're the only one that actually knows about some of these things that are going to happen. But these other nations are getting these dreams too. They know that the Most High is coming back. They may not understand his name, and they may not understand what exactly is going to happen. But the Most High is putting that spirit of fear on people, the spirit of division. And with that, we'll just grab this this chapter in 2nd Esdras. My mom's over here blowing me up. Salakia. But yeah, 2nd Esdras chapter 16. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. So in this context, when this prophecy was written, the prophet Esdras was basically describing the nations at that time, the countries at that time. Real quick, before people turn around and say, well, that's talking specifically about those lands. Well, yeah, that might be true, but the spirit of prophecy is nothing new. Those countries were basically wicked at that point, so, and it's the same thing today. And to prove that, we have Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that hath been is that which shall be, And that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So there it is, man. At that point in time, the prophet was using the closest comparisons to the countries and the nations that we're living in today. There's nothing new under the sun. The Edomites are still in power. They still rule the world. And with that being said, let's read it again. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Beware your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A destruction, man. That's what's going to happen to America and these nations around the world. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A sword being an instrument of death, not necessarily being a sword, but in the scriptures, a lot of times the Most High will use examples to describe what he's trying to get across. A sword is sent upon you, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? And that fire being ICBMs, the nuclear bombs going off, not only in America, but in Europe and in Asia as well. It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? A rhetorical question. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, and may any one quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn? Also rhetorical examples, man. The Most High is just using it to glorify his point in this chapter, that nobody's going to stop the end times. Nobody's going to stop these plagues from ravishing across America, Babylon the Great, and ravishing across the rest of the world. Nobody's going to stop these nuclear weapons from being used in World War III. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. And in this instance, you have to look at an arrow in ancient times, just a method of trajectory. They used a bow to launch the arrow through the air. Well, I mean, if you look at the modern day arrow, it'd be very similar to a nuclear device, an intercontinental ballistic missile. Basically, it has several stages, but it's launched out of a silo or from a mobile platform, and it begins its way into the atmosphere, or the stratosphere, breaks apart, and then basically the nuclear payload is delivered accordingly. However, the device was intended to deliver the nuclear payload. But that's an arrow, man. A strong archer. The Most High said, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. That strong archer being a nuclear silo, whether it's shot from Russia's silos or America's silos or even China's silos. Those arrows are strong arrows. The strong archer, the Most High is the one that's controlling these weapons being used around the world to end this wicked kingdom that we live in. A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. Basically saying that when this day comes, it's not going to be a day of peace. It's going to be a day of chaos, and there's really not going to be any days that have ever been like it. So it's not something that we can prepare for. We just need to be spiritually in tune with the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, in these scriptures, and just pray that whatever our end may be, that it's something that's beneficial to the Most High. It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So obviously there, into the ends of the world, a normal archer can't shoot an arrow from America to Africa. So you have to wonder what kind of arrow the Most High is talking about in this scripture here in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. That arrow, I'll read it again before I break it down. But for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, multiple arrows, not just one, and shall not miss. And when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And that pretty much sums it up, man. I mean, these nuclear bombs are going to be used to cast judgment on the world. society that we live in, wherever you are, it really doesn't matter. But the point being is that the Most High is going to break this kingdom down and kill um, a multitude of people, kill millions upon billions of people to replenish and basically restart this world that we're living in. The correct way. The correct way under the law, statutes, and commandments, and under the elect, under King David and Yahushua. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Now, an arrow, you got to put two and two together. I mean, I guess the scripture before that, when it said the arrows would be shot in the ends of the earth, it didn't mention things about fire, but here we are 2 verses down, and it's talking about nothing quenching the fires that are consuming the foundations of the earth. So, I mean, you look at a nuclear weapon, it's kind of obvious that's what the Most High is talking about here. And then you see Russia and China and America developing more nuclear weapons. In the Trump administration, that's something that he's revitalized the U.S. spending to open up new nuclear technology and basically trying to enhance the U.S. nuclear arsenal. So there is no peace, man. They say peace and safety, but there is no peace. There is no peace coming to America. So to believe that would be a fool's dream. It says, woe is me. Woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Woe means destruction to me. Who's going to deliver you, man? You need to find out who you're praying to, because if you're not praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, then you're going to meet a sore death. And I'm sorry to put it so bluntly, but I'd rather tell you the truth than lie to you. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. For all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good, cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So, in a nutshell, to break all that up is just the Most High doing his thing in these end times. Most High using his methods of destruction is going to be sicknesses and viruses and things that men and women have never seen. Science can't explain. We talked about the nuclear weapons. There's going to be famine. There's going to be a shortage of food. A large amount of cannibalism that goes down in these end times when martial law happens. So this is all breaking it down in the 16th chapter. For the sake of time, this chapter is deep. Really, there's a lot of parts in the scriptures that break this down. But for the sake of time, I'm going to end it there. Like I said, this was just a personal testimony based on how this Edomite at work told me that he was scared because he thought that Colorado Springs was going to be nuclear bombed, which it will, man. It will. And so will the rest of the world. So I pray that the Most High is with you if you're an Israelite, and that you continue in your faith. For now, I say Shalom.